What's going on? My name is Cole Connor. I am an artist and entrepreneur, and today I am reacting to the architectural digest of Inside Vanessa Hudgens' Enchanting LA Home. I am super excited to dive in. What's going on? My name is Cole Connor. I'm an artist and entrepreneur, and I was put here to do two things: create and inspire. Thanks for being here. Let's get into it. Here, just from what I've seen, it looks amazing. So I'm gonna watch it on 2.5 speed or 1.5 speed to speed it up a little bit so that we can get through it and not be too long. But yeah, this house already looks gorgeous. I love architectural videos and photography. I do architectural photography and videography, so it's really cool to see how people design their homes, the feng shui, and even how these things are filmed. So let's dive in.
Hey AD, I'm Vanessa Hudgens. Welcome to my home. Come on in.
Love the entryway already. The pool. The bathrooms.
So this is the Little DeMille. It was built by Cecil B. DeMille for his mistress. Therefore, this is the Little DeMille. Over here we have Cecil B. DeMille, the man himself, kind of clocked as like the Hollywood grandfather of cinema. So
see, I love when they add stuff like this in homes. It's like these posters, it could be like artifacts or things that mean something to you. This connects directly to the home and who it was built for, I guess, originally. It's really cool to have those little touches in a home.
we have to have a moment here honoring him since he built this for his mistress.
There you go, for his mistress.
This is the living space. Got the piano,
The colors.
which doesn't really get used that often. This is all I remember from this part. Anyways, wanted it to feel really French because the land is very French and vibey. There's olive.
Yeah, like I love these like neutral tones with this green and this white. There's a perfect room for the piano. It just seems like such a chill spot.
Trees everywhere. So I really wanted to play into that with the space. And I wanted it just to be really like casual and relaxed and cozy. I'm a big fan of candlesticks, so you will notice them everywhere. I just love this mohair sofa that I found at a vintage shop. A lot of the pieces I found are vintage pieces, like the little tavertine stacking table.
You know, when you think vintage in some way, you think like cheap at a store that is used, but no. Moving to LA, I've learned that that is not at all what vintage is. It's very expensive, but it's beautiful. But yeah.
I got a vintage movie poster, which is Breathless, an amazing French film.
Awesome.
I'm obsessed with this. It's this artist named Peter Tomka. He does these projection silver gelatin prints, and it's his friend from high school. She wrote a murder mystery play, and this was a shot that he got from it. I love it.
Like that's just like you have to just like go out in the world or see different art pieces to find something like that calls to you. I love that.
I also really love vintage books. Finding old books all over the world is one of my favorite things to do. I found these little guys in Scotland at a little vintage bookstore along with these original Prince of Emma. These are just like all French love stories. We have my one and only Natalie Wood. Fox actually gave this to me after I did Grease Live as a present. This I got because I was like, this would be so cool to have an old school clock that chimes. And then it started chiming, and every time it chimed, I would jump out of my skin and be like, that was a great idea. Practically terrifying, but you know, it looks cute. I love big plants. I think it's so important to just bring life into your home.
I agree.
As you can see, my Monstera is doing very well, and we just love big bouquets. My friend and designer extraordinaire Chad Wood helped me and styled this house.
Plants add so much to a space. Like we have this plant here. We have a couple other ones, but we're looking to get more big ones like this because it just changes everything.
And put together the most amazing bouquets and arrangements. Oh, and the floors. The floors were a big selling point for me when I saw this house. Gary Oldman lived here before me, and he put these in. They're 18th century French oak from an old chapel in Europe. So
I love that. The history.
When I bought the house, these doors were probably from the 50s. They did not open at all, so I had these made to just give it some air, which is so necessary in
I love
LA.
that
My
dark.
little breakfast nook that I'm very proud of. I got this wallpaper that I fell in love with from House of Hackney. There's like little mushrooms and dragons. I got this made after a restaurant that I'm obsessed with in New York called Maison Premiere, and
I love that. So she goes to a restaurant, she sees this type of booth that she absolutely loves, has it made for her house, and it's like she can create those moments all the time that she had or potentially experienced in the restaurants in her own home, mixed with this wallpaper and that black circle table. Really dope.
This feels like you're in New Orleans in the 20s. I eat here when it's like one or two of my other friends, but we normally just end up dancing around the table. Ends up being a great dance floor.
This black backsplash.
And then we move into the kitchen.
Oh, I love
when
the
I bought the
backsplash.
house, this kitchen was very, very different. It was all white. There were red knobs on all the cabinetry. And during the pandemic, I was home so much. I was like, this would be the time to do a
It's
remodel
that green with the black. It just looks so good.
for the kitchen. And so I took it upon myself to have a project and put it all together. I wanted the floors to feel kind of Italian, so we did the tavertine. I opened the shelving up, and this tile is actually leftover tile from the remodel of my bathroom, and it was sitting in the basement, and I was like, that would work perfectly. So put that here, made it just really earthy. There's a lot of plants. There's a lot of fruit. I have an abundance of citrus and avocados.
We have a lime and avocado tree in our front yard. Amazing.
Really cook that often. Once in a blue moon it happens, but I'm very proud of my Cali water fridge. We gotta stay stocked, keep everybody hydrated. I just love quirky, unique things about homes, and this is definitely one of them. I don't know if it's like from a boat or a submarine.
Yeah, this is awesome. Whenever I don't know if it's just stay in a place for a couple of years, or me and Nachlan were talking about this the other day. Do we start to do stuff like this in a place that we rent, or is it just when you buy a home? I don't know, but this quirky little thing is awesome.
But it's just so cool. And also to have a swinging door.
Nice.
Here we have our dining room. I wanted it to feel very romantic. I wanted the table to kind of play off of the pattern of the floors.
This is probably my least favorite room so far, but still, I mean, it's still cool, but there's just not a lot going on. But I do like the table.
Like 1950s Italian chandelier. Just keep it really organic and kind of neutral, since this opens and flows into the olive trees. This is the powder room, which I just love so much. It has these tiles, which I feel like have probably been here since the 50s. But this wall was painted red, like bright red. So knowing that I wanted it very old school, old Hollywood, I found this wallpaper by House of Hackney. And I feel like it just gives it that old Hollywood vibe. Of course,
I never really thought about wallpaper that much until recently, but seeing this particularly, it really adds to a space.
since this is old Hollywood home, I had to have Richard Avedon portrait of Marilyn Monroe. I love this piece so much because we're all so used to Marilyn smiling brightly and just being the goddess that she is. But this just seems like an in-between moment, like she's really lost in thought. And it just seems like a very vulnerable personal image of her, which is what you kind of want to see when you're going to the bathroom, right? You feel safe. Since this is just like all white walls, I wanted to bring some big art pieces into the space. This is by an artist named Kader Boley. He was born in Africa and moved to Paris when he was like 20 to pursue his dream. His stuff's just so cool. This piece, my girlfriend, her husband is the artist. His name's Fernando Garcia, and I just thought this was so cool. It says Libre Pensador, and it's kind of like a commentary on how... I can't wait to get pieces like this that just mean something. I love it. Society wants to keep us inside of the box, but it's our jobs to be outside thinkers, which we support and love. Yes, these oranges. I wanted it to be very feminine, so I feel like, of course, there's going to be a lot of celebrating the woman form in my bedroom. I found this piece by an LA artist named Eliza Valenti. I just love the colors. I love how it's celebrating women's figures, and they're like full, vivacious bodies, and I just think it's so important to see that. For some reason, I just really fell in love with the idea of orange for my bedroom, so I got these velvet orange curtains. Once again, very important to have plants that you love the velvet orange. Love on. I got this sofa that I love. The color just feels good. Shape. Not saying black and neutrals don't, but sometimes these pops of colors. I love it. I'm obsessed with this quilt. It's from Nikki Kehoe, and it's reversible. And I just love that it adds texture to the space. These sconces I love. I got from the store in LA called Obsolete, and it just gives off like a really dope glow at night. These I had made, which I am just obsessed with. These legs that are thick and kind of have like an Art Deco-y feel to them. And this marble actually goes perfectly with the marble in my bathroom. We love when it all ties in together. This bathroom is crazy. This is my bathroom, one of my favorite places in the house. I worked with Jake Arnold to design the space, and I just really wanted it to be sexy and cave-like. This bathtub that I spend so much time. People don't take enough baths, I feel like. And it's like a woman thing for some reason, but baths are fucking awesome. You just chill. You sit in a bath of warm water. Why do only women do that? And more candlesticks, as you can see. Here's the marble that matches my bedside tables. And then these are also the tiles that I had so many extra of that I used as a backsplash. And it feels like you're bathing, or like you're in the morning, you're in this like stone cave almost, which feels natural, which I think is cool. Kitchen. All the faucets I wanted to be brass, so naturally went to Waterworks. And we did it with the wood on it because I just love things being really earthy and keeping it like grounded. So I shower, welcome the world in the morning. Wanted just a little desk moment for myself to be able to work on scripts at home on. This lamp I'm so obsessed with. It just makes it feel like a little fairyland. My closet, like which we don't need to look in because it's kind of a disaster.
Here we go. I want to see the outside. Love it.
Of course, everyone loves.
Whenever I get my dream outdoor space, it's over. Creative mastermind shit. It's gonna go down.
Living in LA for the outdoor space, and this house does not disappoint. I got these wooden beams made to follow the curvature of the iron that was already here. Eventually, I'm hoping that my vines will grow in and cover all of this, but it's just really taking its time. This is like the side door. I just love how the ivy's growing up it. The ivy over this house is one of my favorite things ever, because when do you get a brick house in LA that's covered in ivy? It's very rare. The maintenance of this house it's a lot. It's definitely a lot. We have our pool, very necessary in LA. One of my friends found this chair at a vintage store. I'm obsessed, especially because it plays into the murals I had painted outside. So when I moved in, this was just a white wall, and I was like, that seems like such a
I love that, adding the art outside.
Wasted opportunity for something really cool to happen. So I found this artist, Carly Kuhn, who does the coolest single line portraits, and I'm just obsessed. It brings so much life to the place. She also did these, we call them the levers. Just a little seating area underneath the olive trees. Plumerias are my favorite. My dad always had plumerias around. He would always give me plumeria plants. So this is like my prized possession. This is where I feel like most nights my friends and I all hang out. We turn on the fireplace and share ghost stories. Say hi, Dar.
That's all I need to see. This place. Oh no, I think, is there going to be one more? Oh, there's one more room. This. Oh yeah.
So this is the guest house. Originally was built.
I always say this would be a dope studio space. Love it.
As a carriage house, and now it's just our hangout room, TV room. As you can see, we have all of my Teen Choice Awards. They've been sitting in the garage for so long, and I finally was like, we should just put them out.
Yeah, this would be my place that I go in and I just make stuff. I love it. It's especially because it's like right close to the outdoor area too. Yeah.
Somewhere. So they have finally found a home. Bookshelf with more books that I have found from all over. I met like Kelly Slater when I was going to a bunch of like surf US Opens. So he gave me his book signed, which I love. I've got my Annie Leibovitz, which she signed for me when I worked with her. My friends and I are always taking photos. So we have like our vintage Polaroid just ready on hand. Got a bunch of really good stuff here. This piece I am so obsessed with because at a certain point of the
All right, I'm stopping it here, guys. I don't want to keep you too long. My name is Cole Connor. If you like me doing reactions and stuff like that, let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, all that jazz. This is a beautiful home. I'm going to try to do some more because I just enjoy looking at these videos. Anyways, I'm out. Catch you next time.
Every day I wake up with a vision. Cooking in the kitchen, ain't no fucking in the mission. Like, yo, shaking up your city with my bitchin'. Soda in the building, and the motherfucker fizzing. Like, whoa, cold won't stop till they get that gold. Cold won't stop till you sing my song. All the way